What is up, my bodyweight warriors? Welcome back to another training vlog. The reason we're starting off with some coffee today is that it is testing day, the time where I go to try and hit those goals which I set out only like 4 weeks ago. So this should be interesting. For those of you who don't know, the goals are double bodyweight deadlift, bodyweight front squat, middle split, pancake, front split. I kind of hit the middle split in the last episode of the training vlog, so that's kind of ticked off, but I'm going to focus on the other goals as a priority. However, I do have a confession. So the confession is that I haven't really trained for this goal. And there's a reason for that. Maybe 2-3 weeks ago now, injured my left hip when I was going through a cycle of the Wendler 531, which is essentially the programming I've been following for this challenge. When I went for the 1 rep max, I know, tweaked a little bit my hip. I'm not really entirely sure why I did. It was definitely like a short-term thing. A week it was a little bit sore, and then now it feels completely fine. But that means that I didn't really train for 10 days, and then this last week I've been away. Either way, excuses aside, I haven't really trained it for a couple of weeks. It's also different because I haven't had this kind of feeling that you get when you're gonna go to the gym and you're gonna go try a PB or something different for a long time. I used to do it when I was powerlifting. I would set aside days to test 1 rep max. It was kind of an exciting day and there's a bit of anticipation. In fact, it's something that Lachlan Walker and Tyson touched on in the podcast I spoke to them about, and about challenging your fears and challenging yourself and kind of setting that time aside to do that. And that's something that I haven't had for ages now. I don't know whether it's because I've been injured for the past like 8 months or 7 months, but yeah, it's exciting. Hello?
I've been informed that you were involved in a car accident.
Anyway, this is definitely not training attire. If only real life could be like video editing. So that being said, we're caffeined up, ready to go hit PB. To add a little bit more context to this, I went for the front squat first because I was more confident about this out of the 2 lifts I was performing. So I basically just worked up until I got to roughly a bodyweight squat, and currently at 87 kilos bodyweight, 90 seemed like the closest match to start with and give it a go.
Not bad, 10 kilos more than I wanted to get.
Chuki beat.
So you know I mentioned before about being nervous about deadlifting. I injured myself on this weight that I'm about to pull now, so 160 kilos. That's the most I've pulled in over 2 years. I'm gonna give it a go, see how it feels, and then go for 175, which is double body weight in the full gym.
Before I got into any real mobility stuff, I just did a little bit of soft tissue work. This one here is a foam roller on the adductors and the hamstring. This is for the foam roller for the quad and then also hip flexor. And then finally, a little bit of lacrosse ball work on the glutes. I find it just helps loosen it up and create a little bit more range of motion. And then warmed up for the pancake with a frog stance, just rocking backwards and forward, opening up the hips, and also the weighted tailor pose, just to try and get those legs a little bit wider, which is going to make the pancake that much easier.
because the hamstrings are already warmed up from doing the pancake attempt, I started just with a little bit of hip flexor work to open up the hips. First with this bent leg variation to also stretch the quad, and then moving into the long lunge exercise just to get those muscles firing, create that range of motion before testing the front splits.
Today, boys. Not happening today.
Altogether, I think that was pretty successful. I guess 4.5 out of 5 goals complete. Beat the front squat challenge, which to be fair was probably an easier challenge. Double bodyweight deadlift, I am so happy with that. I didn't think that I would get close to that. Previously, up until today, the most I've lifted in the past 6 weeks was 160 kilos. So 175 went up pretty easily. Pancake was maybe slightly lower. I'll let you guys decide. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. Left foot forward front split, definitely my best ever. I could feel my hamstring straight on the ground. The right needs to have a little bit of work. There's a little bit of a tweak in my right hamstring, so I got a little bit of an imbalance in my hips that I'm trying to figure out at the moment. But all in all, considering 6 weeks, what could you do? I think it's a pretty good deal. I'm sure there'll be some questions in the comments down below, so I'm gonna try and answer them here. Number one, will I still be deadlifting, doing weighted leg training? Yes, I will be, because it is the best way to train your legs. In terms of if you want to be explosive, powerful, etc., doing some form of weight training is important. So I probably will still keep deadlifts in. I think it's important to pick heavy shit up from the ground every now and again. Squats maybe. I'm going to be doing some Olympic lifting soon because I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's a good little bit of skill and technique and coordination. Actually, thinking about it, that's probably the only question I can think of that you guys might want to be answered. I'll still be obviously continuing with pancake work and front split work and middle split work. They're still going to be very much part of my training, but they'll be put onto more of a maintenance now, and my focus can go towards other stuff. So that's kind of it for the strong and mobile challenge. I feel pretty good about it all. This series will continue, so I'll still be posting training vlogs on this channel. The focus will be different. As the injury progresses, we get back into normal training, and I'm super excited for that. Building back the basics, building the foundations, coming back stronger. If you have any questions about today's video, or just want to join the conversation, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you just enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, support the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe. It's down one of these sides. That's kind of it for this week, guys. Have a strong week, and peace.